Hey guys, Yu Sheng here. Welcome to another Saving Redditors series. Today we have the Zerg Cuddle Bunny, who says his problem is to do with Widow Mines. I skinned this game a little bit already, and it doesn't have to do with Widow Mines. But we'll talk about that. So let's play through it. Hopefully Cuddle Bunny gets some good tips out of this. I think this barcode is probably Maru or Innovation, so it'll be a difficult game. But okay, I'm gonna try and not move my screen super rapidly, so maybe this will be a longer one, and we'll just watch Bunny's cam for the most part, or at least not times 8 and pause all the time. So if you guys are looking for some quick tips, you can check out my other videos, but we'll be analyzing this one pretty extensively. Okay, so Cuddle Bunny has opened up pretty standard, I think, although when I watched the replay I did note that he went 17 gas 16 pull, and you definitely want to be going 18 gas 17 pull, and so that might seem like a small change, but over the next maybe 3 to 4 minutes Cuddle Bunny makes quite a few small errors that add up to a lot less drones than he should have. So another small error is just having way too much gas. So we'll see in a second, like he pulled off at about 40, which means that he has, 40 gas. That's a lot less minerals that he could have. Okay, so the Reaper comes in. He also only has 1 queen, so I think the opening build somehow made him lose so much money that he couldn't make a queen, which is pretty big. Losing the drone, that's pretty annoying. Definitely want to try to make that into a spore crawler if you can. Or a gas would actually be cheaper. But okay, you get the Reaper. I mean, losing the drone's not massive. So another like really small mistake. Here we have, 6 lings instead of 4. So another small mistake. Like these basically just add up all game. So let's keep watching. So normally, if you leave a guy on here, you'd only have about 60 right now, and so you'd be setting up for the pneumatized carapace upgrade, because you really don't need even this much gas right now. Like if you're looking for a layer, you probably don't get your layer until 4 minutes, so quite a bit later, 4:30 maybe. So that gas is going to slow us down quite a bit as well. Usually I just teach no scouting styles because I think they're actually quite a bit easier. Like, yeah, there's some cheeses you'll need to react to, but Zerg can pretty much deal with Terran builds without scouting, like as long as you make a lot of queens. But I'm going to show you in a second how much more stuff you can have. Like here we are at 4:30, you're just saturating this. I think I saturate this more at like 4. And then right here you tech a lot, which is really early for teching up. Like your double evo especially is really fast. So you're kind of setting up for like a really extreme roach timing, which I don't think is that strong. I think it's much more effective if you drone quite a bit and then just go for like a upgradeless roach timing. So here we are at almost 6 minutes. You did get harassed a bit, so we'll keep that in mind when I play through it, but 6 minutes you should have this base fully saturated, like 66 workers, and maybe even a 4th base. So we're extremely far behind from where we should be, and I think this carries into the mid game for you. So like you probably want to be up maybe 10 workers here at least. And so you're actually behind a little bit at Zerg, which is never a good position. And then on top of that, he's got his 3rd CC almost done. He's got some upgrades going. Probably could have went 2 eBay on his side. Macro hatch, yeah. So like you could cut out this macro hatch, for example. I mean, you're building roaches, so you really don't ever need a macro hatch, but if you were playing Link Bane, you could even delay this for that style. So this is definitely a huge money sink. Let's see, anything else? Okay, yeah, so these spine crawlers. So I mean, you're pretty early in the game. And so these are kind of a crutch, right? Because we're gonna see here in a sec, he sieges over in this location, but these are a bit of a crutch because they can't move, right? And the roaches are actually much more efficient because they can go to multiple locations. So if you have a bunch of static defense and he actually comes here, they're usually good. But if he came to this base, then you literally have no defense except for these roaches. So then these are totally useless. Now, fortunately, the Terran actually comes here, but even still, these are something you don't want to be making this early. The time you want to be making static defense is when you have, you know, so many bases to defend that it's very difficult to go back and forth, and you're starting to get close to max supply. So you need to start considering that leaving units in multiple locations is actually going to be hurting you if you have a limited supply. But since it's so early, you can really take advantage of that and just use multiple units if you need to, if there's 2 attacks going on, or bring all your units into one location, and that way you can go from defending this base to defending this base, or vice versa. So he comes in here, and normally if you're playing a roach style, you should be able to smash him. So the fact that, I mean, you didn't have enough units to come in here and just destroy him means that something really went wrong in the early game. He's doing some pretty decent micro. But I mean, if you look at the worker count here, you know, you're barely ahead, and he's got his 3rd CC down, so the position's not super great. And then he slowly picks away your hatchery. Eventually he gets this. You speed it up a little bit. Takes a good fight. I mean, this is all just because he was so far ahead. And then this really snowballs in the next 10 minutes or so. Like, he gets his hatchery, now you're even more behind. And you did have an upgrade lead, but he catches up on that, so he's not behind in that either in a little while. And so I don't really think this game had too much to do with the Widow Mines. There is a fight later on where Widow Mines are involved, but I think it actually hurts him more than it hurts you. Like, we'll see. I'll show you. So do a little counterattack. This doesn't get too much though. Yeah, so now he's getting +2, +1. Did he not have the armor? I thought he had an armor. Maybe he adds that in later. Let's actually speed this up a bit, because so far, I mean, look at this supply. So, and remember that Zerg is supposed to be up a lot of supply, especially if you're playing something like roaches, which are very supply heavy. So he's up 50 supply here, right? And so that means you're extremely far behind. Like, this game should look more like 200 supply for Zerg to 150 for Terran, or maybe even less than that. So he's extremely far ahead, and it's actually really surprising to me that he doesn't win the next fight. Like, he doesn't completely smash you, and we'll see why that happens right here. So he comes up on this side. He's got a just insane army compared to yours, right? He's 200 supply, and you're only at 120. And he does have some Widow Mines, yeah, but let's watch the fight. So I mean, your army is extremely tiny. Like, there's no way that you're supposed to win this fight at all. In fact, you're supposed to get steamrolled here, is what's supposed to happen, but this guy doesn't micro his army properly at all. Like, what he should be doing is splitting here. But instead he's running away. He overstimmed. I think he stimmed like 3 times already without fighting. And then he move commands into your Banes. And then, yeah, he gets some nice Widow Mine hits. But I mean, you got equally nice Bane hits. And he should have smashed you. So this fight actually went really well for you, all things considered. This could have easily been like him still at 180 supply, for sure. So I don't think Widow Mines were the reason you lost here. Well, I know they weren't the reason you lost here. the reason you lost here is because he got so far ahead in the early mid game. So I don't think we even need to keep watching this to replay. Let's go into teaching mode. So let's see here. So we're at 5:45, right? I'm pretty sure I don't know the timings, but I'm pretty sure by 6 we'll have a lot more than this. So we have 46 workers. Actually, wait. I think these are counted, right? Yes. Okay, so we have 46 workers at 6. And then you also have 7 roaches. We're not going to make roaches. But you have 60 or 46 workers at 6. So let's memorize that. Let's go make a custom. I think this is a pretty common problem in Diamond because your mechanics are good enough that it seems like you're spending your money and macroing well, but then there's a lot of nuance, you know, to how you spend your money and how efficiently you can get into a mid game with lots of drones. Let's play Terran. Okay. So if I play a game here with Queen, so again, 46 drones by 6. Let's remember that. I think you'll be surprised how much we have. So let's go here. Okay, let's make our Overlord. Let's see how well we can macro at 11, 12 p.m. right now. Probably make a couple mistakes, but that'll be okay. As long as you see the difference, which is going to be huge. Okay, so we're getting up to 16. So you did this part correctly. And then from here, we're going to drone a little more than you did. So we're going to go up to 18 gas and then 17 pool instead of 17 gas, 16 pool. So put this one on the minerals. We'll put this one on the gas. Actually, that's another thing that you did. You started the gas right away, I believe, and then you put 3 guys on like this onto the gas. We're not going to do that. We're just going to rally. And that's going to give us a little more minerals. The theme here is going to be more minerals for sure. Okay, grab the pool. And then we're going to do it like this. We're going to make the drone one at a time and just rally to the gas. There we go. 3 drones. Change your rally points over here. If you do this manually, you can change your rally points early, which is nice if you're doing something else. Okay. Let's keep droning. Maybe we'll do this the more standard way. I've been going fast 3 hatch, but let's just make an Overlord here. This isn't really even the most economic way you can do it. Queens, 2 Zerglings. So I mean, even from here you should see a considerable difference because I'm starting my queens right away and you had a huge gap for your second queen. Let's get the speed. Let's drone a little bit. Sneak this 3rd base in. Usually in High Masters GM I'm getting blocked like every time doing it this way, which is why I do the 3rd hatch quicker. You can check the ZVT tutorial if you want to do it that way. Let's keep droning. Let's grab our queen. So you can see I basically have no gas. I mean, you could go the route of getting the Overlord speed. I'm not exactly sure how to do it that way, actually, but you could check that out if you want to get the Overlord speed. So that's the only reason you would mine more gas though, right here. Get some Overlords. I'm watching this up pretty bad by my standards, but that's okay. So we're aiming for 46 at least by 6. 3 in gas, 4 over here. 1 more for the Bane Nest. Start spreading the creep. one overlord here. And then
insufficient energy.
Some safety links, since your opponent looked like they were going to go Hellions. They didn't actually go Hellions, but kind of looked like they were going to. Let's grab that Bane nest.
Mineral quantity insufficient.
Double Overlord. Spread some more creep. And then we can drone pretty safely here. It's fine. If he did go Hellions, we have 3 queens and we have a bunch of safety links, which we can just keep back here. Keep droning. 430. Well, more like 420, I guess, is we need some spores in case he goes something like Liberator. Let's get 2 more queens. A lot of queens. Easiest way to play this matchup by far. Spread these bad boys. Get a creep. Get a creep. Okay, let's start getting this. And we're at 58 by 5. Okay. And you are at 46 by 6. So I think you see the difference already, but let's keep going. It's kind of crazy how these really small changes add up in Starcraft. But they really do add up. A lot. You know, even more than you might think. So let's make 6 there. Let's get these guys on gas. Finish that. Alright, let's get our upgrades. I think it's really easy to watch me play this and be like, oh yeah, I would definitely have the same amount. But then if you make these small mistakes, it's like, it almost sneaks up on you. How far behind you are from where, you know, you think you might be. Let's make a bunch of banes. And time. Alright, let's pause. Right, so I've already hit the 67 drone mark when you were at 46. Right? So there's a lot you can clean up early game. And that wasn't the only thing for sure. There's definitely some other things in the mid and late game, but I think the biggest one for you would be, you know, just getting to here faster, right? And more efficiently, focusing more on the minerals, not, you know, getting tech too quickly, and really expanding your economy before you get, you know, your 1/1 upgrades. Even if you're going to play Roach, like I'm playing Bane here, obviously, but even if you're going to play Roach, opening like this is going to give you such a bigger economy that, you know, it's going to outweigh the benefits you would get from the upgrades, right? So I think there's more to focus on as well, but this is definitely the first area I would focus on, so that it's easier to see where you went wrong. So start with this, and yeah, hopefully this helped. This was saving Redditors. Hopefully it was slower this time. I know, like I said earlier, a bunch of you guys were complaining about me speeding up too fast and flipping all over the place with GMAPM, so hopefully this was more clean, slowed down. You guys are able to relax and watch. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.